Hello guys, and welcome back to my XRP Coin News channel. Sam Bankman-Fried, a mega-donor, was detained only hours before he was scheduled to answer questions from Congress, so it appears that he was deliberately arrested at the most opportune time. At the time, Bankman-Fried was slated to appear before the House Financial Services Committee. The Republicans in the House were prepared to interrogate him in 1,000 different ways. They probably didn't want him to say anything at all because they knew he would show up to the hearing in person. So why not just have him make a Zoom call from the Bahamas jail, have him handle things from afar? Actually, they'd rather he not speak at all, for fear that he'd inadvertently name the wrong people. In other words, they don't want particular names to be made public. Sam Bankman-Fried is being sued by the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission in Atlanta for breaking the law. Now, the SEC has charged Sam Bankman-Fried with running a plan to cheat investors out of $1.8 billion. Despite meeting with the CFTC on many occasions, they gave him a pass due to his political contacts. Gary Gensler finally had all the facts on FTX. Have a look at all the secret meetings between George Soros, Hillary Clinton, and Nancy Pelosi. He had been in the know the whole time, now that FTX has collapsed. However, everyone feels the need to publicly accuse the company as though they were going to do the right thing before this point. But by now, everyone is aware of the corruption. Sam Bankman-Fried has had his wire fraud and securities fraud conspiracy charges from the Southern District of New York concealed. Allegations of individual securities fraud, wire fraud, money laundering, conspiracy to defraud the United States, and violations of campaign financing laws. The fact that our tax money was used to fund the Ukrainian government and then laundered back to the Democratic and Republican parties is the single most annoying thing to me and should be to everyone else as well. Perhaps we were hesitant to use public funds for partisan purposes just yet. It didn't matter how we felt about it. We made those contributions. SEC's failure to prosecute Sam Bankman-Fried for selling an unregistered security has XRP investors outraged. XRP investors are upset that the SEC did not charge FTX as an unregistered security when it brought charges against Sam Bankman-Fried today. In their lawsuit to the SEC, they label FTX as a token or crypto asset. Okay, so let me get things straight. Gary Gensler once dubbed XRP a cryptocurrency, but the coin is now considered a security. In contrast, FTX is a token or crypto asset. Oh, the hypocrisy. To put it bluntly, it stinks. It's likely that behind closed doors, Gary Gensler knew more about this than anyone else. If Sam Bankman-Fried is arrested, XRP lawyer believes his punishment will be reduced. That's bold talk from John Deaton. But if Sam Bankman-Fried ever faced the prosecution, you shouldn't be surprised by the verdict, he says. The head of the Federal Trade Commission may get a lesser penalty than others. In my opinion, he will not receive a lenient punishment under any circumstances. Many people, in my opinion, persist in trying to paint him as the victim, despite the fact that most people are smarter than that. They see now that he was a thief who stole from investors and spent their money on luxuries he had no business purchasing. It was amazing how much property he was acquiring. After Sam Bankman-Fried and others were charged with money laundering, market manipulation, and fraud by the Turkish government, Coinbase claimed that the Turkish authorities had seized assets in Turkey. Additionally, charges will be brought by foreign governments. In my opinion, things are still sorting themselves out. There will still be some major announcements made as a result of this. A remark on the islands of the Bahamas. Fancy watching Sam Bankman get deep-fried? Portfolio of obviously purchased using illicit funds. In addition, I argued that they should have acted immediately to collect his assets, sell them, and return a portion of the proceeds to the retail investors who lost money due to the fraud. CEO of Alameda and former bank robber Caroline Ellison goes to law. From what I can tell, she's trying to strike a bargain. There's a good chance she's currently blaming Sam for something, and she will likely be given a light sentence, like probation, and released without further repercussions. But what he went through is only desserts compared to what she deserved. In addition, she is not completely blameless in this scenario. Sam Bankman-Fried is taken into custody in the Bahamas at long last. The SEC has accused him of $1.8 billion in fraudulent activity, and the public has speculated that Caroline Ellison has turned on him. I believe that to be the case as well, as I have already mentioned. Nonetheless, this will continue to happen on a regular basis, and many have voiced concerns that it could harm crypto. They are treating it like a crypto issue rather than a human one. Sam is a purported victim of cryptocurrencies, according to Fox Business. Why are they talking about that? Here we show how much these authorities understand about crypto. On the other hand, they are the same people that will push for crypto laws. This is complete bullshit. The bright side is that because of this, these regulations will be built up rather than from the ground up. Though, I really wish they hire somebody who is knowledgeable with crypto. Stablecoin USD withdrawals have been frozen by Binance as $2 billion is being withdrawn by investors. Why some are rooting for Binance to fail is beyond me. If Binance collapses, the financial system as a whole will collapse. You see, Bitcoin will indeed outlive the rest of the crypto ecosystem, which includes stablecoins. All right, let's start by discussing Binance. I have always had doubts about Binance. Trust is something I know a lot of people have in plenty. In spite of all the fantastic advice he gives on Twitter, you should never store your cryptocurrency on an exchange. Also, Binance is looking a little bit wobbly to us right now. But this chick is Bitcoin crazy. She has a huge fan base and is destined to wreck a lot of people. How can you say that the end of cryptocurrency will come if Binance fails? It defies logic. Consider this. Ripple, XRP works with numerous financial institutions throughout the world. New financial infrastructure is poised to launch. But if Binance fails, so does Ripple. The XRP cryptocurrency has been completely terminated. There is no logical reason for that. Cryptocurrencies that are motivated by usefulness are completely independent of these crises. In essence, FTX disintegrated and Ripple failed. Quant was unaffected by this. XLM was unaffected. Binance seems to be in a precarious position now. Has no bearing on Ripple. Negligible effect on Q and XDC XLM. That's the core problem in the crypto community on Twitter. Everyone seems to be bringing up Bitcoin like it's the panacea of the cryptocurrency world. Just so you know, I'm not anti-Bitcoin, but I think Bitcoin's maximum value will lead to the ruin of many in the cryptocurrency industry. Bitcoin will not survive into the foreseeable future. I've reiterated myself several times. Despite its continued presence, it will not behave in the same way it has in the past. There's probably just one significant rise there. Depending on how low the US dollar goes, it could reach the $250,000 mark that some keep calling about. Aside from that, I think Bitcoin is dead and buried if the US dollar maintains its current value. The outcome of Ripple's case against the SEC will be the next major event in the cryptocurrency market. That might trigger the next surge. Moreover, it's possible that Bitcoin won't even change hands over that period of time. It's possible that the only coins with actual value are those with practical applications. We can't tell, but it seems like everyone and everything is striving for practicality. The rate at which things are shifting is accelerating. There's no hope for a cryptocurrency if it can't be put to use in the real world. Since governments and central banks around the world don't welcome competition, new regulations are likely on the horizon, and it's likely that these regulations will be directed squarely at Bitcoin. If they think Bitcoin could replace a CBDC in any way, sure enough, they plan to get rid of it. Clarity in the XRP settlement is positive for Ripple's company and the XRP ledger's long-term prospects, and it leaves the door open for the SEC to pursue other cryptocurrencies in the future. The situation is a success for all parties involved. Eventually, I think Ripple will obtain the regulatory clarification it seeks. I have no doubt that Gary is already making plans to resolve the litigation and move on to other endeavors. Just take a look at how things are unfolding right now. As a result, he was the central figure in the FTC's chaos. He probably isn't giving this Ripple case any thought at this moment, but I think that will change eventually. We should hear back in the next 90 days. Take that into consideration. This is how close we are to wrapping things up. And between now and then, anything might happen. All of us have shown great restraint by keeping our XRP for so long. Do nothing but keep holding on. See the competition implode while Ripple forges ahead. That's why I'm confident we picked the best cryptocurrency to invest in. XRP will be around for a while. To be alerted immediately whenever a video is published on XRP News, please remember to hit the subscribe and notify buttons. You may see our other XRP history videos. In the meantime, You may catch us in the video below. See you out later. Bye.